What's up, America? It is game time. It is fantasy game time with your boy Russell Mabin, Temple, Texas. Best friend Jay Thompson, Killeen, Texas. Rocking and rolling, baby. Fired up, ready to go. You sound like you're actually feeling like a human being.
Oh, well, I want to make sure everybody know to keep pushing, pray until something happens. And we are going to jump into this week 9. How do they get in contact with us?
Man, they can send us a snail mail. That's going to be get you a pigeon or get you a piece of paper and write a note, an actual letter.
Oh no!
Does any of that ever happen before?
No,
okay.
No.
Well, how about then fantasy_game time on Twitter, and how about Fantasy One Game Time on YouTube? Obviously, hit us up on Facebook Live when we're doing this. And if we can get to the questions, we'll get to them. But we're trying not to interact too much with the Facebook Live just because this is for YouTube. It is eventually going to get on iTunes if we ever get a sponsor, get some money.
And
all
that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be everywhere. It's going to be like
big billboard.
Be like Jamel and what's his name, Michael. Or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
We're gonna have to come up with some cool names too.
Yeah, man. Russell and Jay. We're not cool.
And this is we done did what? This will be our 9th show.
Yeah.
And we have like 12 different locations. We done none of that.
My living room, your living room,
the garage,
the bedroom, the
thing,
garage,
okay.
It's whatever, man.
Right.
We're strung together with 3 pieces of paper and a paper clip, and we're just trying to make this happen. But you know what? We're having a great time. We're loving this. Just getting to spend a little extra few hours a week together and hanging out. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, man. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So we hope y'all are enjoying it. We're having a big time. So let's kick it off.
It's not like nothing happened since we met.
No, man, it's like there's been like silence. It's been really quiet. Have you noticed that? It's been really quiet.
Real quiet, and nothing has happened.
And glad, fortunately, no one's like flip-flop a decision or change their mind about anything, and no major injuries. So there's really hardly anything to talk about. But I guess we'll come up with something here. We'll make up something. Pretend it's the off season.
Okay.
All right. So what did you tell us?
Oh, you know what? I told you.
I told you
out there, America, fantasy guys, that Joe Mixon was going to have a good day. He totaled over 100 yards. I mean, you'll take that. I know a lot of it was on one play, but
in fantasy points, they don't care.
Exactly. So he had a good game. Zeke, I mean, he just showed out. I mean, he high-stepped into the end zone. Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, man, that play when they slowed it down, it's like the guard came here and so-and-so here, Cooper, and he just went right through there like, man, it was just beautiful, untouched, and I don't even think he knew what to do for a celebration because it happened.
I know, he kind of stood there kind of like, like, oh, what is this, Run DMC in 1984, man? What the heck are you doing?
I think he was just surprised, like, man, okay, I wasn't even touched. Carson Wentz had another good game. I told you that. I told you McCoy was going to go off. He did. AJ Green had a touchdown. Ertz, just do what he do. Money in the bank. And the Chicago running backs. Cohen, he got a touchdown. I know he didn't have the yards, but in fantasy, they don't care.
I don't care if it's a second left in the game, whatever it is. Whatever they do not care.
I got some stuff right, but man, when it's get time to say what I got wrong, I think we might have to go home.
Let me tell you what I told you. I told you Russell Wilson was going to throw it everywhere, and there were 2 quarterbacks that scored 50, and then the rest of them were less than 30, and he was one. So, and it was both in the same game. But one of them won't be doing it no more. We'll talk about that in a little while. I told you about Carson Wentz, just like you. Tom Brady, it went off. I hit the quarterbacks like a son of a gun. Then my running backs, Ingram, told you he was going to do good. Melvin Gordon, did he look slow to you on that play?
I know. It was like he was
like, what are you doing? I mean, you look like you were on a 4-3 at Wisconsin. That looked like 4 minutes and 3 seconds.
I'd have been in the NFL a couple of years. And these
like
leagues have been sold up.
And I never thought of Malcolm Butler as a speed guy.
Right, he just came up.
He looked like he was daggum Deion Sanders running down that field, man.
It wasn't like he was slow. It's just how he was looking. Like he was really hurting him.
But it was like every step was like, it looked like a slow motion.
I was like, well, maybe he's just a long strider, and that is how it looked. But he got caught, and that's when it wasn't good.
Like, okay, but then this dude's speeding up behind you like Don Beatty in the Super Bowl. I'm like, what in the world? So it was just weird. But I told you Chris Thompson was going to keep acting up, showing up. DeAndre Hopkins, I guess he did okay against the Legion of what? The somebody of who?
We'll talk about that when I go home.
Yeah. How about what? He got about 50 points. No, he got about 38. But 200 yards, and one of the first guys to go over 200 yards this year. AJ Green, I told you. How about Jack Doyle? Why is this guy's name Doyle? Come on, man. Doyle. What are you white guys doing with these names? Doyle. Yeah, how about 100 yards and a touchdown, jerk?
Yeah, he did. I think he had like 11 catches or 10 catches.
Man, I think he had about 50 targets.
When he spiked that ball on that touchdown, it's like my face was on the ground. Like he was like, Doyle that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, man.
Stupid black guy from Killeen. How about that? You like that?
I didn't know he watched the show, but apparently he does because he spiked that ball.
Not like you
at all.
And I told you Travis Kelce was a man. And he's a dancer too, by the way. White people that can dance. Come on, you gotta love it.
White person.
Hey, there's a bunch of them. Go watch. What is that show? There you go. I told you Kareem Hunt was going to continue his bad streak. That was, putting a big matzo ball out there. So we messed around. And I got that one right too.
Right.
So
you did. And you know what? You made me look at that too.
Yeah.
You made me look at that, and I'm like, you know what? He has been like average the last couple of weeks, and I don't know what's bringing that on. Maybe they, I watched that game. They started getting cute. They started doing. Like they was first and goal on the 5, and
but they were doing that earlier in the year, but it was all working. So it's all good. Hey, double, triple pass. Then the shovel pass to whoever's coming across, and they walk in with nobody. Now got a little bit of film, and it doesn't. It's all of a sudden it's not as cute.
Right. So, yeah.
We'll see if the Cowboys defense can help them out this week.
Make them look cute.
Yeah.
Make the cuteness work.
All right. So it is time for some money in the bank.
Take straight to the bank, huh?
Take it. If you got these people right here, just put them in your lineup and just say thank you, Russ and Jay, and just keep right on rolling.
Because chalk up the W, huh?
Yeah. You're winning this week. So hit me up. What you got?
Well, Russell Wilson this week. After what he did last week, I'm coming around, man.
People named Russell can mess around and get some crap done every once in a while.
He's on fire, and one of my notes I put by him is, I'm watching that game, and it seemed like 3 different times they said his first reception this year. Like he don't care who he throws the ball to, man. It's like people I'd never even heard of catching passes.
Like touchdown, Jeremy Urban. Like who is Jeremy Urban?
Yeah, man, it's like, that just, all the great ones have that. But I'm telling you, I know at least twice his first NFL catch. And I'm like, wow, this was like a 50-yard bomb or something. It's like, but then you got people like Baldwin, they ain't even getting the ball. So it's like, if you open, I'm going to get you the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't come back to the huddle saying nothing to me.
2. I only been targeted twice this game. Yeah, he don't deal with that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I like Russell Wilson.
What are the quarterbacks are?
Man, I'm glad you know how the flow go. I'm gonna be searching every week. Okay, now we're going to the quarterbacks.
I'm telling you, man, it took me 11 years to get a 4-year degree. He's now taking his first college class, so the education level here is just not what you need. So
Christian studies, so
studies,
it's not
indeed.
fantasy football looking at and trying to do a show at the same time.
All right,
but my other quarterbacks are Breeze versus the Bucks, and Breeze been a little bit too quiet. It's cool. We run the ball, and now we got identity, but. And
kind of like when Marino and Jimmy Johnson got together. It's kind of like, all right, man, this is cute and everything. Let's throw the football.
I know we can get it on 3rd and 1, maybe running it, but I can throw it out like it ain't nothing. I can do that with my eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. I thought you were going to say like with Marino and Bledsoe get together, it's fit to be.
Oh, you better hope so. If you're going to call it, you're going to call Breeze out.
So I like Breeze going versus the Bucks. He just been too quiet. I like Goff at the Giants because they just not a good team right now. I know they've been, and he's been quiet lately too. You know, he hit the scene, and it's time for him to establish himself again. And this is my shootout of the week. Shootout of the week. I like Dak and Alex Smith this week. First, it wasn't going to be Zeke, but now it's Zeke and this and that. So I just think that's going to be a shootout. And whenever it's a shootout, take the quarterbacks because it don't matter. In fantasy, we don't care. We just want the points.
Hook me up is all we're talking about, man.
So who your quarterbacks, man?
Well, I totally agree with you about the shootout with Dallas and Kansas City. Totally agree. Got no confidence in either defense whatsoever. I think there's going to be some sacks, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of third down stops. I think the punter is going to be holding for extra points, and that's about all he's going to do.
The chain gang going to have to be on alert. Come on, bring it. I think it was
they do this one now. I don't know. What is this? They do this now. We're doing this right here, you know.
One game he had to stop because I don't know if they was over to eat the sandwich or something, but they wasn't ready to move. He was like, let's go. Like, what? And I think it was a crucial time, like, into the half or something like that. And he was like, dude, there's a game going on. Move. Come on down. Yeah, so
I'm going with Dak at home against Kansas City. Their starting right cornerback was cut from the Cowboys. Now, people make fun of the Cowboys defense. This guy got cut. And they signed him, and he's starting. So, to me, that just says everything you need to say right there. So, I'm going with Dak at home against Kansas City. Even though Zeke's playing, he can flip the ball out there in the flat, and he can turn it into something. So, I'm going to go with him. I have a little bit of a twist on my quarterbacks because I made my list before Thursday night. Okay.
I had to go through and change a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was going to, but then I looked at it and I had 2 Thursday night participants, and I was like, you know what? One's good and one's bad, so I'm going to leave them, and I'm going to take my credit where I got it right, and I'm just going to take my lumps where I got it wrong. So I had Tyrod Taylor against at the Jets.
Okay, pause, time out. I want to know something, man. What is your love with Tyrod Taylor? Like, what about him? Like, it just baffles me, and it's been working all year. I mean, because you have Derek Carr, but you always starting Tyrod Taylor.
Well, which one scores more?
Speak to the people.
Which one scores more?
I'm saying you're right, but what in him?
Number one is he's a runner. And he picked those yards add up so fast when you compare them to, quarterbacks that don't ever run. It's just like just love to see that screen light up, man. Every time on third down he goes and picks up a first down. He's been a top 10 quarterback this year, and those are the kind of guys you can lean on. Derek Carr, he's had really, I think, about one good game really. He's been kind of low this year. He had the big game against Kansas City, which Dak will too. He's been great. I love him. I also love Goff at the Giants because Janoris Jenkins, he's out of there, and Eli Apple and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Just because you got somebody's name that was good doesn't mean that you're good too. So, I love Jared
Hope
Goff.
you don't got many kids as he got though,
or even know what the mama's names are at this point. Goodness gracious. I thought you would like that one. Why do I think that you would enjoy that one?
What's that?
Because you know what he has to do, man.
Who?
He's got to go all the way across the whole country, Jay.
Oh, man, that's true.
Yeah, but I went in and took him anyway, man. I took him anyway. And I took another one, making a cross-country road trip. I got Russell Wilson. No, I didn't. He's at home. He's at home against Washington. So Russell Wilson against Washington. He daggone worked out last week. I'm gonna take Russell Wilson this week.
And he got a left tackle now. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, after they traded all their linemen away and stuff, and they're like, oh, wait a second, this sucks. Yeah, so I'm going to go with him, and just want to acknowledge a couple of things real quick. I saw some comments on our Facebook live feed asking about McCaffrey. I got something on McCaffrey coming up, so hold tight on that. Hold tight on that, Ryan. Who's money in the bank at running back for you?
Money in the bank at running back. He's back. Mama, here goes that man again. Fournette. Fournette is back. I love Fournette. Bing,
bing, bing, bing, bing, bing, bing. That is a double down, baby. We're doubling down on Fournette. We both love Fournette at home against Cincinnati. So I'm right with you. This young man is starting to look like he's running against his little cousins again, like he was at LSU.
Yeah, man. So I love
ain't nobody pulling his flag.
So my other running backs, or you going to yours?
No, go with yours, because I already doubled down, so go ahead with your
Okay, I love Zeke because he's back. Mama, there go that man again. I know everybody thought he was gone, but he's back. He's going to play this week.
Bing, bing, bing,
as
bing.
of right now.
Double down. Taking him too.
All right. And I like Carlos Hyde this week. It's a little different. I like Hyde versus the Cardinals. They got a new quarterback. I think now you want to focus on running the ball. You don't want to, first, I imagine he's going to start right off the bat. I ain't heard nothing different but you want to focus on running the ball and doing the basic stuff. Yeah? See,
I would think no.
Second round pick? Hey, dude, get you behind him now.
Yeah.
Did you see Bethel last week?
I saw him the week before.
I know, man. I'm telling you, that guy had to look on his face like he was hoping he got yanked, man. Like, do I have to go back out there?
He kept looking to the sideline. He wasn't looking for a play. He was looking for somebody to go.
Yeah, but so I think they're going to try to run the ball and not put too much on the quarterback right off the bat. I like Aaron Jones versus the Lions.
Is he just going to take that job from Ty Montgomery?
I would put him because he looks like a running back.
But Ty Montgomery with the whole offseason changing his body to become a running back.
I mean, it's
good for him.
Having the body and being a running back. I mean, it just, once you get at NFL level, man, and you've been doing a position so long, it's just certain. I mean, maybe that's what old boy prior issue is. It's like, man, a position brings so many nuances and stuff you got to do. I mean, it's cool to go out there for a play or two and as a running back catch the ball, run a route, but to make that your own. I mean, it's certain little, Dez got certain thing on the deep ball. He can do this. It's certain little things that the position brings. So
sure.
Aaron just looked more natural doing it to me.
And went to UTEP, so there you go.
Oh, see, there go y'all knowledge of the week. And I like Gurley at the Giants. I just don't have any confidence in what the Giants doing. It's like they're just.
Thank you, man. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl.
It's like I'm telling you, man. It's like weeks go by and I didn't even know they played. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking they came off. They did come off a bye week this time.
Every week is a bye week for them. It's a bye week for the people they're playing because
right.
I can tell you that they're not going to beat them.
Yeah, so those are my running backs.
I got something coming on the Giants later on. That's definitely heavy Giants related. All right, so I like Fournette. Big fan of the man. Last night I took Shady at the Jets. Big jerk. You took Shady and he scored 7 touchdowns, and I take him, he didn't get 7 yards. So he had 30 plus points the last 2 weeks, and they're number 20 against the running backs. They shut him down like they knew he was. They had his phone number, man. They were waiting for that guy.
See, I told you the Jets front. It's pretty good, man.
Leonard Williams, what's my man? The other tackle, the big boy. Is it Richardson is that the one that got traded?
Yeah, traded. Yeah.
Oh, Muhammad Wilkerson. That dude's nasty. He's very, very underrated. Very good fantasy player though. Then I've got Alvin Kamara versus Tampa Bay. I think Sean Payton. They've had an even snap count, him and Ingram last week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then last week Ingram puts the ball on the ground, I think he's going to
be
right.
Hey
man, come here, let me talk to you for a minute. You know,
and that was his problem before when they put what's my man name from
Sproles?
No, big dude, old. He messed his knee up but came back. He was with the Cardinals, I think, for a minute. Older guy. Then he went to San Fran. Hightower. There you go. Yeah, they did that to him.
When he came back with the Saints, I didn't know he was like alive. I mean, I was like, what?
He took like a whole year off or something.
More than that.
Yeah,
man, it was like he took a decade off or something.
Came back on the scene.
Like, I know Mike was like, hey, I'm going to pick up Tim Hightower in such and such a league, and I'm like, Tim Hightower? We talking about Police Academy? What are we talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Also love Zeke this week. I think, and I mean to make that rhyme. It just happens sometimes. But I think he's just going to show his tail this week because this whole thing. He came out this week and was like, "I'm not a woman beater. I ain't no wife beater." You know, and he's just kind of like, "I'm fixing to lay this down." So I got no confidence in the Kansas City defense. I also love Lamar Miller versus Indianapolis at home.
See, I had him and took him off.
Well, I know why you took him off because my whole fantasy team got blown up because Deshaun Watson's not going to play. But I think he's going to be all they got. So, I mean, what are they going to do? They've clearly lost confidence in Deontay Foreman. He only had one touch, I think, the previous week, or one snap. I don't think he touched the ball. So, definitely lost confidence in the young guy. And I started seeing Alfred Blue on the field.
Oh, no, yeah.
And I'm like, that's another guy. I'm like, what? Where is he? I mean, is this preseason? Like, why is he out there?
Man, he made a block in that game, man. I was like, I guess he was mad, too.
I'm taking this out on somebody right here.
He destroyed somebody for the play.
All right, wide receiver. Who's Money in the Bank this week?
Money in the Bank this week.
Put him in the bank.
Put him in the bank. And I'm stepping out on a limb, man. I'm going Funches.
That's no limb.
You don't think so?
That means he's been a man. He's been getting a lot of targets, and now there's 51 extra targets available because Kelvin Benjamin ain't on the team no more.
Right, and I think it's one of those we want to show that this trade was okay. So let's feed him the rock, throw it to him, give him some targets. So
just as a general rule, what do you think about trading away a star wide receiver? As a general statement.
Well, you know everything come back to money. So, I mean, that is how it goes. So that's why I don't understand the Buffalo side of it. You had Watkins because he was fit to come up on a contract year, right?
So then you trade a guy drafted the same year.
Like, what was that all about? But, man, it's just a money game, and receiver is one of those, because we going so many wide now. You know, before if it was, you had the number one and number two, then you can pay the number one and be good. But now you got number one, number two, number three, number four. We can't pay everybody. That's what Miami finna deal with. We can't pay all of y'all. All of y'all doing good. So some of y'all, we're going to have to. And he was going to get the knee looked at, because I think like last week, he was like at the doctor.
Too much weight.
I guess they're getting tired of putting him on these diets every training camp. And his knee is, you know what I'm saying? So they look at it not long-term kind of thing.
As a general rule, I love trading away the star wide receiver because it seems like to me you can get by. I mean, I remember back when the Cowboys had made several trades for star wide receivers.
Oh, yeah.
Rarely worked out.
Right.
It always worked out for the other side. It never worked out for us. And, you know, like Roy Williams, Joey Galloway, people like that. When Patrick Creighton was doing just fine, you know, and back when Galloway was there, crap, we were 5-11 anyways. What difference does it make who the wide receiver is? And that's, to me, that's kind of a flash position. And the game is won up front. It's one in the defensive line. It's one in the offensive line. If you got a quarterback and you got an offensive line and a defensive line,
make it work, huh?
You can make it work. I mean, the Giants won a Super Bowl like that. They were just good enough on the offensive line. They had a great defensive line, and they had a quarterback. That's all you really kind of need. I mean, they didn't have, you know, Beckham and those guys back in those days. So By the way, he's never won a playoff game outside of a Super Bowl years. Just kind of putting that out there again, once again. All right. Where are we? Am I still going? No, I finished with Miller. I'm sticking with Miller.
All right.
I'm sticking with Lamar Miller. All right.
Now it's my other receivers.
Oh yeah. No, you were Money in the Bank with punches. All right, all right.
I like Mike Thomas.
We took a little rabbit trail. All right, go ahead.
I like Mike Thomas versus the Bucks. Grimes is out. He's not playing this week. I like Fitzgerald at the 49ers.
Yeah, I took him a couple of weeks ago. That guy screwed me, man. So I'm still bitter.
Get over it, man.
I'm bitter.
Well, they Palmer is hurt, so I think new quarterback. The only person you can really trust is Fitzgerald.
You don't think the defense knows that?
Well, I mean, with Fitzgerald, if he just get targets, I think he's good. I mean, his problem was they wasn't getting the targets the week you played him. I like Shepard versus the Rams.
Really?
He's healthy and he's it.
The only one they got.
So all them targets. I mean, this dude gonna have his tongue out. You know what I'm saying? I just think he's just gonna get a lot of target this week.
Let me throw it to a guy that's not drafted, just joined the team, or a guy that was a second-round pick.
Right. So I really think he's gonna, try to play that number one role a little bit. Again, out on the limb, I like Parker versus the Raiders. He's actually healthy, and I know both of these guys got ankle issues.
You got Devontae Parker has a quarterback issue.
Well, the Raiders don't stop people, so that's part of what I'm going with. The Raiders are 9 times out of 10 in shootouts, and my Dolphin perspective of the week is.
Let's dim the lights. Somebody light us pipe over here.
With Ajayi gone, the offense is going to open up. You got it's recording, right? It's recording. The Miami offense.
We're out there in multiple media streams right now.
The Miami offense is going to open up without Ajayi, for the simple fact he can't catch the ball.
They're going to be the 1989 Detroit Lions. Run and shoot. Eric Kramer, let's do it.
Because we're going to have more pass catching running backs in, and that's more of Adam Gase's offense, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but yeah, that's me going out on a limb thinking Miami offense is going to open up more.
If there's anybody that knows the Dolphins, it's going to be this cat right here, so I'd take his word for it. All right.
I'm never wrong, so
no.
Go ahead.
Now, wait, let's get down here a little bit.
No, go ahead, man. Your receivers.
All right. Last week I did excellent on the receivers, so I'm going to try to keep the trend going. I'm going to take somebody that's been down a little bit lately.
All right.
But he's kind of flip-flopped every week. So I'm going with Tyreek Hill against Dallas. There is nobody on the Cowboys defense, and I'll talk about this a little later, that can run with Tyreek Hill. Really, there's nobody on earth that can run with Tyreek Hill, but on earth. So you definitely aren't going to find somebody in the Cowboys secondary that can run with Tyreek Hill. So I think, they've been giving him carries. They flip it to him on a shovel pass. They flip it to him on a reverse. And we don't have the team speed to contain that cat. Some of the guys run around with a portion of a knee. So that's not really going to work. All right. So, pardon. My other receivers, once again, the shootout with Dallas and Kansas City. I'm taking Dez versus Kansas City. They are 32nd against wide receivers.
Wow.
That's not good. If you're looking at it from a defensive, write that
Being
down
32nd
right now.
In a league of 32 ain't good.
That's not what you're looking for.
Okay, all right.
I'm taking Crabtree against at Miami because he's the most consistent of the Oakland guys, and I don't have a ton of confidence in the Baylor guy that y'all have and the corners and stuff. So I'm gonna go with Michael Crabtree. I'm also taking Ted Ginn versus Tampa Bay.
This guy.
This is your boy.
This guy.
Jay's favorite draft pick ever.
This dude doing reverses and coming in motion.
He is their offense.
I know, man.
He's like 38 years old and running a 4.3. So
that's your Joy Galloway moment right there.
Tampa Bay's 31st against wide receivers. So I'm taking him, and he's at home. Breeze just feels like, I mean, to me, he's just like, he's a home quarterback, man. He's just like, man, when I'm at home on that in that Superdome, he's good to go. Right. But in the same game, I'm taking Evans at New Orleans.
I thought about that one.
Just because even when he's bad, he's good. You know, he's like, oh, he had a bad week. What did he get? 12. I'm like, oh, well, crap, I'll take that. I got guys that do worse than that. I got guys that don't touch the ball. So, yeah, I mean, and New Orleans is playing a ton better, especially with Marshawn Lattimore, and they're getting some good safety play. Right. But I think, I mean, when you throw the ball in your Tampa Bay, Deshaun Jackson is going to be your over-the-top guy. But if you're just trying to, move the ball, it's Mike Evans, man. Mike Evans is the guy. So, our favorite position, money in the bank for tight end.
You want mine?
Yeah. I'm dying to hear who you might select that might look good in their uniform.
He's back. Mama, here go that man again. He coming from a bye week, and I love Ingram this week, man.
Oh, ding, 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 ding. Double down. There it is. I'm taking Ingram too.
Versus the Rams, and y'all know the reasons. So I'm not even going to go into all the reasons why.
He's got a great physique.
He's just that guy. So my other tight ends is I like Ertz versus the Broncos. And, man, I saw a play. I mean, we talk about Ertz every week. But for some reason, I don't think the league know about him. Like, he's not getting any respect to me because I watched him play. He scored last week. This dude was wide open. Like, what? I mean,
watch some film. Dude's good, man. Crap.
And this dude's running around wide open in the corner of the end zone. And I'm just like, oh, my goodness. So, I guess the league don't know, so we keep starting them.
It's kind of like in the Super Bowl when the Patriots got down to the goal line. It's like, it's going to Vrabel. It's going to Mike Vrabel. If he's on the field, if he's wearing 50, he's getting the ball. Okay.
Oh, that was the biggest kept secret of all time.
Oh, man.
I'm like, first to go, come Vrabel, and he catch a touchdown.
Mike Vrabel. Like, what in the world? He's a linebacker, 260 pounds, man. If he's on the field, he's on there for a reason.
It was no faking or nothing.
Oh,
it just went to him. Oh, man. So my other
morons
tight end is...
Who is it, Jay? Who's your next tight end? I'd like to know.
Kerry Kittles?
No. That's not what we're talking about. What are we talking about?
Oh, man.
Who's your next tight end, Jay?
I'm going with Doyle.
Who?
Doyle? Yeah, man. This is one guy named Jake Doyle.
Yeah, he spiked your face last week, too.
Hey, I get it now.
He apologized.
I'm sorry. I apologize to the Doyle family.
And white people everywhere.
And now that Brissett he's going to be the man the rest of the year. So
really, is Luck hurt? Is that a secret? Did somebody let that out?
Well, week 1 he was questionable. So here's week 9. He's not going to play this year. Oh man, yeah. So I like Doyle this week. Then Kittles. Man, they got the new quarterback, and we talked about that, but he shows flashes in games to where it's like, man, if y'all just give me a quarterback, I can do some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I listened to some draft expert guys, and one of them is a guy named Dane Brugler that is awesome. And he was singing this guy's praises the whole offseason. Somebody's going to get a really good tight end with this George Kittle, man. This guy's good.
George.
Yeah, whatever his name is. It don't matter.
But maybe that's a NBA player. But go ahead. Who you
could have slid that past me. I would have never known, man. Baseball, basketball, hockey.
No, that's why I put it out there. I just laid it up to you. Man, you didn't let it slide. So I'm gonna give him a name, Kerry Kittles, and you didn't have a joke for it.
I did not. If you're talking about a current NBA player, if their name is not like
he
LeBron,
grew up with us, man. Kittles with the Nets, with Jason Kidd and all them guys, man.
Man, if it wasn't from the 80s in basketball or baseball, I got nothing for you. People are like, hey, man, did you like the Astros winning the World Series? I'm like, yeah, man, I loved Mike Scott and Glenn Davis and Nolan Ryan and all those guys. And they're like, Nolan Ryan? What the heck are you talking about, man? I don't know. Jose Cruz, is he still around?
I can't name one person on their team either.
Well,
So
there you go. So, all right. Well, I obviously love Ingram, not because he looks good in his uniform, but just because he's.
That's your money in the bank at tight end?
That was my money in the bank. Yeah,
we doubled down. We did. We
already doubled down on that sucker.
I want to double ding down on him. Go ahead.
He wants a ding 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 3 times instead of just 2. You big knucklehead. All right. So I'm taking Evan Ingram because there really isn't a whole lot of other options right now for Eli Manning, who's coming back up later. All right, my shootout's coming up again. Kelsey against Dallas.
Be 100 points in that game. You got every position.
I got first 1 to 40 wins. That's what I got.
You mean that, huh?
That's what I got. And because he punched me in the stomach, he got 2. I went and looked it back up. He got 1 catch 2 games in a row. So I was kind of like, all right, Jason Witten, man, forget this guy. But it's a shootout. Jason Witten. Give me Jason Witten. At home versus Kansas City.
Hold up.
Just because I named my son after him, man. Shut up.
Get to the mic.
And we're going to take the old guy, and this is going to be Jason Witten here. I named my son after him, so we're going to mess around.
I guess that makes it okay then.
Makes it okay for me to talk bad about him because I thought, hey, you get 2 catches in 2 weeks.
What is this yak yards?
It's .001.
Hey, that's all I look for when I see him catch the ball now. And you're right. It's like,
every pass he's catching and he's falling down. Man, here's the yak play that I always think of with Jason Witten. It was 2000.
Helmet off?
No. It was, oh gosh, what was it? 2012 maybe. We're playing the Jets in the first game. Romo hits Witten on a seam route. He shoves a little guy down, and he's sprinting for a touchdown. 30 yards, 40 yards, whatever it is. He gets to the end zone. This little quarterback comes over, and he just goes out of bounds. I'm like, where are you going? Where are you going? You're 265
Like the guy got the ankle on him or something?
Yeah. He's like, where are you? Just shove that guy into the ground and walk into the end zone. Because then it's, it was back then, it was, it was pulling teeth to try to get to the end zone from the 1 yard line. We didn't have any offensive linemen.
Oh, boy.
Like,
he went out of bounds?
Yes, I'm like, where are you going? Why? Oh, my gosh. But then I'm also going to take Jimmy Graham at home against Washington because he's proven me wrong. And so I kind of, Witten and Graham are kind of like, they proved me wrong. Kelsey because he's going to be in a shootout.
Right. And Graham at least catching the touchdowns. He's not getting a lot of the yards, but the touchdowns is where it's at. Yeah,
for sure. All right. So we're going to go to the part of the show where I suck at, and this is going in the tank. You got money in the bank. These are the 4 that are going in the tank. You can forget about it.
But
who is it?
Did it rhyme? Did you just one more time?
I make it rhyme some of the time, but I'm not quite Eminem. I don't think.
You halfway there, man. I mean, you're white, so what other part you need?
Hey, man, actually, I can rhyme. I write crap all the time, but I still like to put myself out there.
Oh, well, okay.
Because I usually, whenever I hear songs, if it doesn't fall in line with the meter of the song, I'm like, oh, man, this is garbage. Like I could have written that better than that. Come on, man.
So you want mine in the tank? Well, oh man, this is not fair. I got. Oh, okay. No. Okay. Winston. I got him in the tank at the Saints because of what you said. The Saints defense is.
They're playing much better.
A lot. I mean, it's not even something you can talk about. Right. It's not even something you can talk about anymore. Their defense is legit. And, it's questions, is he hurt and he's still playing? You know what I'm saying? He had his shoulder like 2 weeks ago, and last week was a bad week for him. So he might, and he's one of those guys that's gutsy and blah. But if you hurt, man, you playing quarterback and your shoulder and you need to throw the ball, you kind of need to be hurt and not playing. So I don't know if that's what's going on with him. Blunt this week at running back. The Broncos. Their defense already don't play that, They don't. They
just lost about 20 carries a game,
and he was only getting 5. So, and the goal line stuff. So like he's irrelevant right now. And I saw a lot of people like dropping Smallwoods of the world, but I mean I think he's still. I mean like he a fantasy stud anyway, but his role is legit. You know what I'm saying? So. Blunt is the one that's gonna be the odd man out. And maybe Blunt might punch Jay. Jay, once that happens,
he might punch Jay Thompson if he finds out you put him going in the tank.
Oh man, and Hopkins and Fuller because of the obvious reasons that.
Thank you.
Watson is out now.
Excuse me, Russ. Can you tell me who you're starting at wide receiver in the UFC?
Well, first off, is Russell. How does your stomach feel right now?
Oh gosh, yeah, with Dagon, like everybody that had Deshaun Watson was like, "Oh crap, that goes my quarterback." I'm like, "Yeah, that's one player. I had both of the receivers. Like, you just killed my entire receiving corps."
Yeah, man. So
Tom Savage has played in the NFL for about 3 years. We're waiting for his first touchdown pass.
Wow, and I think
Watson he's played in several games.
And Watson had more yards in that one game than his whole career, probably too. So
I got another little yardage thing coming at you. Go ahead.
And in the tight end, I don't even have a tight end going in the tank.
What the heck is wrong with you,
man? I work at Walmart, man. I apologize. I didn't do my homework.
I gave you 2 extra days.
Yeah, well, I double with Hopkins and Fuller,
okay,
so that's why.
So that took over.
All right, so what you got, man?
All right, man. I'm not any good at this, so I'm just gonna take
a
flying leap in the dark here. But I'm taking Kirk Cousins at Seattle. Jay's got to travel. He's got to go all the way across the whole country, and he's been really great this year. But I'm gonna say the team that gave up 5 million points last week is gonna shut him down. They're gonna get their feelings hurt. They're gonna feel disrespected. Yeah, hey man, we don't do that around here.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever. And here comes your statistical thing right here. Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Right. Now, Ryan was asking about Christian McCaffrey earlier. This young man was taken, I believe, 7th or 8th in the NFL draft. Was it 8? Whatever it was too high. They have drafted Danny Woodhead. This guy, do you know how many rushing yards he has right now?
Who?
Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, probably not a lot. Who? How many he has?
Give me a number. Give me how many yards do you think this man has?
100.
117.
Yeah.
Total rushing yards in 8 weeks. He's blazing up the NFL, man. He's going to go for 200 yards in 1 year.
How many attempts, man? I mean, if you get 117 on 3 attempts, that's pretty good.
He's had more than 3. He's had more than 3. He's catching 3 or 4 balls a game, but
no, man, this dude on pace to break the receiving record or something for running backs or something.
Go look at his last couple of games.
Oh, where?
Yeah. Yeah, Madison right now is dying laughing because what did Jay just say? Oh, word. I'm gonna take as a going in the tank at wide receiver Golden Tate at Green Bay. Why? I have no idea. Just because
he's another one playing hurt.
He's playing hurt, but there's something not right with Matt Stafford. He's not throwing for 5 million yards. He doesn't look like himself. Every game, it's like it's hard for them to move the ball.
I think it's pockets. That's what it is.
his equilibrium's thrown off by his wallet, and so he can't really sit down very well. And he's hurt. Now I don't know, man. He just doesn't look right. He tends to score about 10 or 11 every week, but then he never has the big week with like 20 or 25 to kind of get the average up.
Oh, so Tate. Okay.
Yeah, for Tate. Yeah. Then I'm going to take Ed Dixon versus Atlanta. He had a couple of good weeks. In fact, he had a couple of weeks where he was he was number 1 in yards, number 1 in this for those 3 weeks. But that's kind of gone away. Right. He's not even on a roster in a couple of leagues that I'm in. So, I say Ed Dixon.
Even with Benjamin gone, you don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm with you on that one. I just don't feel it.
I'm not feeling Ed Dixon at all. All right, it is time for the ever popular from Trey Thompson. Skin it, skin that smoke wagon, jerk that pistol and go to work. Jay, who is your long shot? If you're just desperate, you ain't got nobody. What can you do?
He's back, Mama. Here go that man again. My pick this week for skin it is Brock Osweiler. Nah, he's the ultimate. I'm back. This dude you talk about cross the country. This dude did a whole tour, a live band tour, and now he back in Denver. And you know what?
Gosh.
Skin it. I bet he'd go out there with all the confidence in the world.
All right.
Like,
What do I always say about the rule and the exception? What do I always say?
Go ahead.
I always err on the side of the rule. I never take the exception.
Okay.
There's never been a quarterback in the NFL in the history of the league that was 6'7" that was any good. Never. So if I'm gonna take 100 years of history over this guy.
Okay, just skinning it this week. You know what? Skin it, because I'm just saying this dude could care less. You know what? I done been here. I done been over here. I done been paid. I'm just go out here and throw the football, man. You know what? Let's skin it. So he got the skin it mentality. So I'm going with him.
All right.
And Trey wanted me to let everybody know his was Corey Davis this week. But I apologize because he's been right more than us on this skin it. So that's his guy.
I forgot he was in the NFL. They drafted him in like number 4 overall or something, and they forgot he was in the league.
But look, him and Galladay, like, what's up with rookie hamstrings, man? Like, these dudes, like, they...
Chidobe Awuzie. Goodness gracious.
Who that?
Yeah, exactly. You don't know who he is. You know why? He should be starting at one of our corners or at safety.
Oh,
and
hamstring
is...
Like, ain't that like drink
like
water or something?
Snaps. I'm like, drink some water. Eat a banana.
Put that Gatorade down, drink some water,
come
man.
Come on, dude. You're killing me.
So who you going to skin it, man?
Sorry, bro. I love y'all. I got nothing but respect for y'all, but I'm taking Cordero Patterson versus the Miami Dolphins.
That's another guy you always try to sneak in. What about him you like?
They're dying to get this guy the ball, man. He's 6'4", and they give him the ball as a running back. He returns kicks, he catches the ball in the passing game, and maybe Derek Carr will come around because Derek Carr doesn't care either. He'll throw it to anybody.
Right.
Seth
who is the furthest downfield?
Yeah. So I'm gonna take, and I don't trust the secondary of Miami.
I mean, you said that already. Okay, we get it. Now, how much Cowboy basketball do I do?
What did I say about the Cowboys secondary? I took Tyreek Hill as money in the
that
bank.
don't count when you say that about your team.
That doesn't count.
No, it don't count, man.
All right, man. You need to quit being racist. I hate you. Playing the race card. Big jerk. All right. Jay, was there any my bads this week? Did you mess anything up at all?
Let me get a drink of water.
It's not water, trust me, man. This he's having to medicate himself from last week.
Well, I'm gonna take over this portion of the show.
All right, I'm gonna check on the kids.
They say my bad. I talked about Deshaun Watson last week, and I ultimately got to give props to my homeboy Demetrius Smith. He's one of the 2 people that I've known in fantasy league that went undefeated. So him and Ed Westbrook, didn't he do it?
He did. Totally did.
So Demetrius asked this question, so y'all need to get on here. So if we have to get on here and apologize, he asked the question, who should he start, Watson or Cam? And I went Cam, and you responded with Watson.
I believe I went with Mr. Watson on that one.
That's my bad. I apologize. I don't know what I was thinking. Jay Ajayi, I said he was going to be a big dog last week, and not only did he suck, he got traded.
He sucks so bad we don't even want you on our team.
But what and before the trade happened, I already had my paperwork done and stuff, but it was like he was reading the clippings from last year, and the coach was already saying, like, dude, you're supposed to be going to the 3-hole. Why are you bouncing everything outside? Like, he was trying to hit a home run on every play, and that wasn't working. So,
that never works in the NFL, by the way.
Right. It's plenty of people with speed at running back that's not in the league because you can get away with it in high school and some college, but linebackers,
small.
Right. So I apologize. So while still on my soapbox, I'm gonna tell Corey Barnes I apologize. I'm sorry. You're the man. I suck. But he came on this Facebook and gave a comment that he still liked Bray over Howard because Bray is more consistent. And I'm going to give his exact words because O.J. Howard been doing this ever since he was in Alabama. He had flashes, but he ain't consistent. You're right, sir. I'm wrong. So,
take the big man.
This dude spiked the ball in my face. Jake Doyle. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Can you apologize for mispronouncing his name just now? His name is not Jake. His man's name is Jack.
No, I'm just, it's Jack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, you know what? I'm just calling him Doyle from now on, man. The Doyle man. I'm sorry. I apologize. I know you watch this every week, and you just got so upset with what I said. I apologize. You're the man. You're the man, Jake.
Jack.
Jack.
His man's name is Jack. It's like the first name of any book that you read. Jack and Jill or whatever, you know. Jack and Jane.
So, my bad. You know, like I tell, well, I'm human. So now y'all know I'm human. All right.
Well, you ain't the only one because now I gotta. Is it you got the crow over there with that water, man? I need to pass over the crow. So last week I took Devontae Freeman, and you were like, bro, that guy ain't gonna do nothing. And I was like, Jay, you're a moron. Yeah, what are you talking about, man? And so I took him, and this guy got 9 points. He can't even get double digits in my liberal scoring system. I'm like, come on, man. Then I told y'all, Safaris.
Oh, Safaris, man. Why?
Yeah, Austin Safarian Jenkins he didn't even fumble a touchdown this week. He didn't even do nothing. That's what he did. And then, Cousins.
Oh.
Did not come through for me. There wasn't really any quarterbacks that came through other than the two in the Seattle game. Jarvis Landry, was he on the field Thursday night?
We weren't.
Goodness gracious, that was bad.
Yeah,
that was bad, man. Then Keenan Allen, he never has a down week like that, man. That was crazy, especially against a crappy defense like New England. Then Hunter Henry, believed in him. He started showing some signs, and then all of a sudden, against that crappy defense, once again, he kind of, chunked me the deuce and said, I don't think so, bro, man.
Because New England's so great, defense.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, Vrabel's back there. They're going to throw him a touchdown. All right, so we got a news segment. So we do hit things wrong around here, but we own up to it. We got a news segment, and what we're trying to do is incorporate as many Jay Thompson sayings into this thing as we possibly can. Okay, and so
what do I say, man? What do I say?
One of the things that this man has said to me for 20 years is, like if I did something, that was, helpful or did him a favor or whatever, man, I'm gonna bake you a cake, man. This guy could start a bakery, if he actually baked a cake every time that,
people be lined up for that.
Yeah, man, they'd be like, man, where's the jar, man? I need me a daggone cake around here. So these are people that, like, you didn't expect it, but man, they came through last week, and so man, you gonna mess around and bake them a cake, man, because they didn't mess around and hooked you up if you happen to had to have started them last week. So who you gonna bake a cake for?
Man, I'm gonna bake Juju Smith-Schuster.
See, I made fun of this dude's name last week, and this guy just went clowning. Yes,
Juju. So we gonna call Doyle. We gonna call Juju. Man, I'm gonna have to bake you a cake, dog. You just showed out. And I can't believe Brian wasn't traded after he showed out like that. But this guy, I'm going to have to bake you a cake, man, Juju. Wait, I mean, that 97 yards, there wasn't no Gordon on his.
He was looking around at 30 yards, too. Like, where are they?
A simple play. And, I mean, it was a true 90-something yards. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no bomb.
That and ran that
sucker.
He
did. Yeah, he did. And, something I like about him, not that name Juju, but he having fun, man.
That hide and seek was awesome. The hide and seek was awesome.
You ain't get the you kick. I mean, he did the Street Fighter. We had the ball and he held it, built it up, and shot it out.
Oh, did you do that? I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's Street Fighter. And then
that baseball was on in my house that night. Believe it or not, that was kind of on the picture. But my wife was watching baseball.
And then he was on the bench with Le'Veon Bell last week. Sunday night. Yeah, old boy put the ball. He was doing his getting his reps in.
Okay.
Yeah, old boy went down, so he having fun out there. So
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm a big fan. I'm so glad they relaxed those rules, man. These guys, all the stuff that they go through, they play football from the time they're little kids until the time they get into the NFL. I mean, some of these guys have been playing 15 years just to get to the NFL, and then they play on. I mean, let them have some fun out there, man. Especially if they let the offensive linemen in on it, because the offensive linemen got their
They can't wait, man. They run out there real quick to get in part of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it.
All right. So who you baking the cake for?
Well, I wish I could bake him a cake, because this guy, had I started him, I had a choice between him and Robbie Anderson, who's been a top 10 wide receiver for the last few weeks. And I chose Robbie
He
Anderson.
needs a cake.
That guy needs a cake. Yeah, that guy's about 117 pounds.
I'm like, what? Do we not chuck people at the line anymore? Like, why is this dude able to run around? I mean, it's like, dude, stop. Get back.
Talk to the hand.
Yeah,
but Paul Richardson is the same way. He needs a couple of cakes too, man. He's about 98 pounds. He looks like Gerald McNeil running around out there for you old folks. Yeah, it's crazy. But he scored 3 touchdowns, and he had another one if he would have thrown it that he could have scored. So, but he was just acting a fool out there. Man, if I'd have started him, I would have actually got a victory last week.
But that was something with the highlights I was watching this week. It's like, man, there's a lot of bony receivers out there, man.
J.J. Nelson, that guy, he's thin. My goodness gracious, man. Get these guys from Angola. You know, they're messing around and playing wide receiver. I'm like, come on, man. What are we talking about?
Oh boy!
All right, so we have also we're big Tombstone fans. We quote that a lot. We've always done that. So Skin That Smoke Wagon, all that kind of stuff. So we changed up the name of this particular part of the program. We're gonna call this "You May Go Now." It's like, oh, I'm sorry, Johnny, I forgot you were there. You may go now. Leave that shotgun. You know.
And my point is, he said thank you. Like, what are you thanking him for? Yeah.
What are you thanking us for, man? We could because we didn't kill you. Yeah, you gonna stand there and bleed? What are you gonna do? Thank you. These are people that you can go ahead and cut them, let them go, make them leave the shotgun. Though.
Yeah. You may go now.
You may go now.
And who I'm telling to go? I'm telling
your MVP. Remember?
Yeah, David Johnson. You may go now. If guys, you're out there, especially in redrafts, if you had them and was holding on to them, thinking you might get a couple of weeks out of them. Well, first Peterson came, so you didn't know how that was going to work when he came back, and now they got reports that he might be out longer. You know what? You may go now. Lead the shotgun.
Lead the shotgun, please.
Thank you.
Well, I got a big name too. You went
Johnny Taylor.
You went with a.
Where you go with that shotgun?
You went with the biggest fantasy name of the offseason. I'm gonna go with a guy that's been a name. It's got a name. One of those iconic ones, and that is Eli Manning. Elisha Jahar Manning, or whatever his middle name is, cut this man because he hasn't been doing anything anyways. As soon as Odell went down, he was done. But now every other receiver he has got hurt too. And I don't think the what's the porn star head coach, the guy that with the bad facial hair? What's my man's name? McAdoo?
Yeah, there you go.
He's horrible, man. That guy is terrible. I think they have a lot of talent on that team, but he just doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know, man. I feel bad for him. He's got nothing to work with, and I think they're about one more bad game away from drafting a quarterback in the first round.
And like they forgot that he's a Manning. Like as soon as Odell went down, they should have been trading for another receiver. Like, dude, he's a Manning. Y'all better get it together. Y'all don't just give him trash to throw at. I mean, y'all need to get hot.
He's not going to play over there. They don't ever win championships. Let's send him somewhere else. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? It's the NFL, man. Be happy you're there. Big jerk. All right. Now, I'll tell you how bad Jay did last week because he actually lost to me in the more or less by 1. Ooh. What a dominant win by Russ. Okay. So last week I won 6-5. Overall, you're still smacking me around 17-13.
That's what I do.
Yes. Just kind of how you get out. Actually, I think it's 17-14. I got 4.
Come on, school teacher.
Yep, it's 14. Sorry, 17-14. My bad. I messed up the math. I don't teach math. Messed up the math.
We already ran a play. You can't. That don't matter.
Okay, I got 4 the first week, 4 the second week, and 6 this week.
You can't call. You can't 14. Throw the flag. to go replay.
Where's the red flag?
After replay, you done ran the play, man. It's over. Now go ahead.
17-14.
I guess I'll let you have it, man.
Really? Wow, thanks, Jay. I can have the points that I actually earned. I appreciate that, man. All right,
what
so
you got this week,
more
man?
Or less? That's all we need.
Okay. You got mine. What I'm supposed to ask?
Yeah, you're in bold.
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
Because I'm black.
Not because he's black. I knew he was coming. All right, I'll do the bold, man.
No.
Yeah. It was just by coincidence you made me do the black ones. Yeah, okay. They're all black.
Why couldn't it have been brown ones?
It could have been.
Yeah.
It reminds me.
But now I want mine brown.
That reminds me of when Camden was born a couple of years ago, 16 years ago. My son's born, and my parents came up to see us and everything, and my dad says, "Anybody been by?" And I said, "Yeah, this person," and Jay. My dad goes, "Jay, is that black guy?" And Madison goes, "Pawpaw, he's brown." It's hilarious, man. And now, of course, Jay's in the running for her favorite black person. He's losing points every once in a while, but anyways. All right, let's talk about a black quarterback. Your favorite thing.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're going to go with Jameis Winston. I already know what you're about to say.
Yeah.
300 yards, more or less.
Less.
Okay.
He's hurt, and he's still playing through it.
Okay, I'll take less as well.
Okay, I got the black ones, right? Okay, so Smith.
Alex
Smith, 2.5 touchdowns this week.
More?
Less. They're going to run. Yeah, I'm going less.
Okay. Lamar Miller, more or less, 76 yards.
Less. He coming back to reality. I know this guy. He was in Miami. One touch, he's down. Go ahead.
I've not been impressed with Oakland's defense. I'll go more.
Zeke, 1.5 touchdowns. These total, right?
Total.
Oh, okay.
I'll go more.
I'm going to go more.
We ain't making any money this week.
Okay, it's the light one. Your turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the lighter colored one. So this is going to be me. All right, Mike Evans, 83 yards, more or less.
Less. We might get some touchdowns, but the yards, no.
I want to try to make money right here and catch up a little bit.
Dude, play your game, man. How many times I got to tell you that on this game? Just do you.
Evidently, I don't listen, Jay. I'm losing. I'm going to go more just because you're a jerk. Say the black one.
Okay, so Michael Thomas. Man, you need to put the name. I need their whole name. We need to do this. Michael Thomas, 0.5 touchdowns. Oh, you get to go first. Go ahead. More.
What is your problem?
Because I'm like, you the one made this. Why are you thinking
I know,
now?
I don't go back and through. I'm going to go this one with that one. I just do it off the cuff. I just do it off the cuff. Is it the light one? All right. All right. Jimmy Graham, 56 yards, more or less.
I'm going to go more. Just because. Did you go Gruden on me? Gruden?
No, Gruden be like, all right, man. Okay. All right, boy. Jimmy Graham. I'll agree. More.
All right. And,
it's a black one, Jay.
Okay. Jason Witten, 3.5 receptions.
I took him, so I'm going to take more.
I'm going to take more, too.
Nobody's making any money this week, man. What do we got, like 2?
Separate.
Yeah.
We get more overall points.
Yeah, I guess. All right. Anyways, Jay's done yelling at me, so we're gonna go. We're gonna go with really. Man, what made you this week go? Really, man? Really?
I'm gonna tell you. I watched the Pittsburgh Lions game, and I went, really? Antonio Brown. You know what? I'm just saying it like this: the first down celebrations, guys. Really? Give the ball to the ref, man. I mean, you have your fun in the end zone. I mean, the ref was standing.
Score.
No, hey, the ref was standing like this. And you saw it? Oh, and Tony Brown got the first down. The ref is like this, and Tony Brown had the ball up. Let it go. Drop it down. The dude was like, I mean, you just look, the camera like showed me in the background, like, really, dude? I'm standing right here. You just gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Really, guys? And then you got those that go up and just spin the ball. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can spin a football. And the ref is like, really? Can we just get the ball to the ref? I mean, it was somebody in a play in the game last week where it was the end of the game. I think it was Lockett. I think it was the Seattle game of somebody. Anyway, he caught the ball and he hurried and ran and put it to where the ref, it wouldn't take no time away. He put it right there in the middle of the field kind of thing. Guys, let's get the ball to the ref. Really? I mean, man, I'm telling you, that was just so disrespectful to me, man.
It reminded me of a sound effects from a few years ago. And Brian Urlacher's on the sideline. And it was hilarious. I don't like Brian Urlacher that much, but this was hilarious. They were playing like Buffalo or somebody, and Chicago had the ball. So Urlacher's on the sidelines with his teammates and stuff. And this guy made a tackle. Like, not like in the backfield. Not as a sack, not a fumble, not an interception.
Loss,
he just nothing. He just tackled the guy, and so he tackled him or whatever. And the guy jumped off, wow, just goes nuts or whatever. And Urlacher goes, "What happened?" He goes, "Did he just get an interception?" They go, "No." He goes, "Did he get a fumble?" He's like, "No." And he goes, "Was it a sack?" And he was like, "No." And he goes, "Oh, that was a nice tackle though." So he's kind of like, really, man? Really? You made a tackle, man. Just go back to the huddle.
Oh, man. And I'm going to go off a little bit real quick.
All right, I'm going to sit back and drink a little bit.
Trade value in dynasty leagues. Guys, really? You cannot come I'm not pointing anybody out. I want to say names so bad, but I don't care what you got for the guy. When I want him for what I want him for. You can't say, "Hey, man, I got this dude.
I gave up my first round pick for this guy."
Yeah,
that is not my problem.
He is not doing anything right now. And I would like to have him on my team. I can wait on him. Oh, man, that was the first round pick. Oh, man, I paid $75 in the auction for him. Well,
you lost $75, man. You might have well have sent it to the Middle East.
Really, guys, let's get this trade value up in these dynasty leagues, okay? It's not about what you did for them. When somebody come for them, it's about what they're doing now. Amen.
Preach it, brother.
All right.
This guy's been in the pulpit for a couple of weeks now. He's got about three Sundays in November he's gonna have to preach, so he's bringing it.
Yeah, just trade some people, man. Not worried about. I mean, I know you one of those guys that keep a record of what you got this guy for. So when I say, "Hey, man, I would like Joe Blow," okay, hold on, let me look. Let me look at my stuff.
Let's just put it out there, and let's just be real here. Jay came at me for Mac Hollins. Okay, now mind you, Mac Hollins is on my practice squad. He doesn't even count towards my roster right now. I don't even need to bring him up until he's ready to start. And he's playing with a good quarterback right now. The offense is looking good. He's starting to get more playing time. And they got receivers on. But
he's not on your roster though. But
one year contract.
He's not on your roster. Go ahead.
Yeah, they got receivers on 1 year contracts that aren't even going to be on the team next year. So this guy's going to be bankrolling here in a couple of years, and I'm going to be loving life.
So I came at you for Hollins, and
I
had to hear all that.
3 years from now. Hey, I'll give you a pretty decent pick. Like, by the time Aaron Rodgers retires, like, well, thanks, jerk.
Oh man, he's gonna be a special team the rest of his career. But I mean, you had a chance, man.
I did. Yeah. I blew it.
Yeah, he's not even on your roster right now.
He's not even counting.
Okay, what's really going on with you, man? Really?
Man, all right. Did you watch a Cowboy game at all?
No, sir.
Did you see the blocked field goal return by Orlando Scandrick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Orlando catches the ball. Now, mind you, I went to a Cowboy game a few years ago, and they were doing one of those deals while they were waiting for the TV timeout or whatever. So they had the screen up there, and they were asking the players, "Who's the fastest player on the team? Who's the fastest player on the team?" And a lot of guys were like, "Orlando Scandrick," and this guy was like, "Lance Dunbar, Orlando Scandrick, Lance Dunbar, Orlando Scandrick." Right. They were going back and forth. Okay, 4-3, legit 4-3 guy when he came out in 2008, right? So they block it, and this guy catches it, and he runs this way, and then he comes back this way. And I said, "Ooh, I said, nothing but a bunch of fat people out there. That dude's fixing to score. And, I mean, he got out and he started going down that sideline. And I'm like, woo! House!
Show the ball.
Bye-bye. Put the ball in there. Get the, something. Man, there were offensive linemen falling at his feet. I mean, I'm like, run! Run, man!
Yeah, the kicker got up.
What the heck is wrong with you? Then the kicker throws him on the ground like, get this piece of trash off my field, man. Blocking my kick.
Oh, man, really?
Come on, man.
Oh,
really?
Oh,
you're going to let Nick Rose run you down in 4 offensive linemen? I'm like, what? Would you run? Just run, man.
I think we got to put it in count these dudes on the field a lot, man. I guess they don't do a whole lot of this straight line running and stuff. I don't know because it's
offensive linemen. Jay, we're running this man down. He ran a 4.3 a couple of years ago. Like, come on, man.
Maybe the excitement of it all, man. Like,
yeah, okay. All right. And the other really I had for this week was Travis Benjamin. Okay.
What do you do, man?
All right. Back in, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, when I was in junior high, we used to have this thing called like etiquette on a punt. Like, all right, what you do as a punt returner is you put your foot on the 10-yard line, and if the ball goes over your head, it goes over your head. That's what you do. You let that ball hit and just roll into the end zone. That's what you do. These morons in the NFL act like they've never had. And this is another soapbox altogether. When I was learning football at the very 7th grade, I mean, hadn't even figured out how to attach my shoulder pads. They're like, if you can't see a guy's face on a kicking play, do not touch him. At all. You can't get one play run. You can't run one punt or kick without somebody blocking somebody in the back. A flag. Don't even matter if they're running for a touchdown. Blocking the back. In the back! Why would you block somebody in the back on a kick? Why would you even be touching them if you couldn't see their face? We learned now we're 12, 13 years old, man. This is not hard.
Right.
But Travis Benjamin, what does he do? Catches the ball inside the 10-yard line. That's strike 1.
Right, okay.
Retreats.
Going backwards, strike number 2.
Retreats inside the end zone. That's 3 strikes and you're out of there, man.
He tried to make a play, man.
He did make a play later on because he had to. They told him on the sideline, make a touchdown, dude, or that's gonna be the end of it. And he scored a touchdown. Good for him for making up for it. But really, man, put your foot on the 10-yard line and don't return it.
It's bad because Miami, we the same way. We got Grant that we can't rely on
anything.
We can't rely on him to be in certain situations he can be in. But if it's like that, we have to put Landry back there because he makes the wrong decision every time. Like 100% of the time, he's wrong.
Hey, man, you're consistent. We give you that.
So whatever you think, you do the opposite. You know what I'm saying? But he's still wrong on that. Okay, you're right, man. That is, whenever it's a kickoff and it's not a flag, everybody's just looking around like, oh, we can play. It's good.
Yeah, and they usually run it back for like 5 yards or 10 yards or something. I'm like, guys, just come on, man.
Really?
All right. So we're done with the negativity. Let's go with some positivity. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Get back on this box real quick. Adam Gase, Miami Dolphins head coach, going Bill Belichick this week. That's what I'm talking about. I know he don't have the Super Bowls to go with it, so I don't know how this is going to work out for him, but that's what I'm talking about, man. Trading your number 1 running back because he's not, I guess he ain't taking the playbook home and learning anything. Maybe no, they speak English, so he could read the English in it.
He doesn't understand English. Like they originated the language.
He won't run the play like it's called. He's trying to hit a home run on every play. And he already had issue with him last year. He didn't come at the first game because he mad about his playing time and carries. That's what I'm talking about, man. Send a message. You know what? I'll play with 10. Bye.
That's what I'm play with him. Cannot win with him. Don't do it.
Can't do it. So I applaud you, man. That's what I'm talking about. Now let's go. Let's get hot. Let's make some plays out there. Drake, that I drafted as a rookie, already released. You know who I drafted as a rookie? Damian Williams. Too bad I cut him 2 years ago, the piece of crap. Hey, that guy needs to be catching some balls out of the backfield. Like, what happened to that 2 years ago? That's what I'm talking about. It's too many times in this league that coaches just let the inmates run. Oh, that was kind of touchy.
Oh, don't be saying stuff like that.
Well, you know what? Get your behind out of here. We'll take whatever we can get. It don't even matter. Bye. Well, bye.
Well, bye. Smell like somebody died. All right. Well, let me tell you what I'm talking about.
What you talking about, man?
This one makes me want to cry. Because I was just so proud to see Deshaun Watson thumb his nose at the Legion of Boom. I'm like, that is what I'm talking about, young fella. 22 years old, walking in there like Richard who? With Cam what? Soom, 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 soom. You don't want to throw over there by 25. Soom, touchdown.
Right.
Boom.
That's
what I'm talking about right
the
there.
Exception to the rule. You know what I'm saying? How I say you don't throw over there. You know how many, and I know he's great, Deion Sanders, and I've seen people in his day. Deion's on the right, they snap the ball, and they automatically
left.
left. Like he's over there eating a sandwich.
They got 10 players over here.
So
he could have fallen down. They would have never, capitalized on it.
And this is something that I don't think other coaches are doing. But and I talked about this on the other podcast. Is they were being really creative with the play calling with Watson. You know, it was all kind of stuff in the backfield. It was somebody coming in motion over here, then they flip around and come back, like all this little stuff, and he just dropping back, throwing bombs. You know what I'm saying? It's like they were really creative. And I think it's other quarterbacks that could thrive like Watson if they stop trying to make them pocket quarterbacks. Or, you know what I'm saying? Be creative. Do what they did in college.
Are you trying to say coaching matters?
Man, it matters. It matters. Matt Ryan, if it matters. Offensive coordinator. See if that matter. I'm. Come on, guys. Y'all get paid a lot of money. Stop running fullback dives. Get hot. Open up the offense. Do some stuff. Send somebody in motion.
You can't tell he like Marino, can you? This guy right here, man.
But then now, so they're gonna go to Savage, and now it's gonna be basic, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
0 touchdowns.
Man. So I feel you, man. That Watson was like loving life and just throwing it all to place. And
that's great. And he killed 2 receivers on my team in 1 injury. Big jerk.
Man,
that's all right. I love Deshaun Watson though, man. He was doing a great job this year.
Guy.
He was, I think, a shoe-in for Rookie of the Year.
Right.
I mean, everybody the first week of the season was like, "Oh, Kareem Hunt MVP." Now it's all of a sudden it's like he's not even going to win Rookie of the Year if Deshaun Watson stayed healthy. All right, what's the name of the show, man?
Game Time.
Game Time. Jay must have said Game Time to me about 5 million times in my lifetime, so we call this Fantasy Game Time because he's the man. And so this is Game Time on Game Time. We're bringing it, and this game is called Not Top 10. Okay, not top 10 like the Sports Center, not top 10.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you 3 players at a position, and you tell me which one is not in the top 10 in overall points, counting in, factoring in bye weeks and injuries and all that kind of stuff. All right. So first one is quarterbacks: Josh McCown, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. Which one's not in the top 10?
Oh, you just loving this, huh?
Oh, it's great because I know the answer.
Not in the top 10?
Not in the top 10.
I'm going to say Breeze.
Bing, 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 bing. Killing it. Drew Brees is not in the top 10, but Josh McCown is.
I know. Throwing to a wet
Jahar
noodle
Thompson.
out there.
I know. We always say...
a stick pole.
That
dude is so small, man.
Like, oh, he's cute. He gets to play too. Like, he's in the NFL. These guys don't give a crap about cute. Like, oh, man. All right. Not top 10. Devontae Freeman, Carlos Hyde, or Jordan Howard. Not in the top 10.
Say them again.
Devontae Freeman, Carlos Hyde, or Jordan Howard.
I'm going to say Hyde.
What?
Freeman.
Devontae Freeman.
Okay, now, since you brought that up, I want to ask the NFL something. Because...
I believe it's Axe.
I'm going to ask them something.
Okay.
Hey, trade deadline goes by. Why? I mean, maybe they did, and I work at Walmart, and I don't know this, but why don't somebody on trade for Coleman? Because when that dude get the ball, man, it's like he belongs. That's Coleman and
who was there?
And my man, the backup in Tennessee. I know he's young and wouldn't want to trade Henry. Like
Henry's going to be the starter by the end of the year.
Well, somebody go after Murray. I don't know, but Coleman is the one. Like, man, maybe there's nothing you can get him for. Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
But they just paid the crap out of Freeman.
Right. So I just see this dude get the ball, and it's like, man, he can really.
Sucker's fast, man. He ran away from Ohio State when he was in Indiana. That's what made me. I was like, that is my guy. I'm gonna get him right there at pick number 7 because I had traded back from 2 with the Breeze trade, Breeze and Rogers. It's like, woo,
Who remembers all that, man?
I'm gonna get Coleman, and it was like Coleman, and I was like, I never liked that piece of crap. All right, then it got double worse because then I took T.J. Yeldon, and then I traded him for 2 first-round picks, and then the guy that got him traded him for a first-round pick. I'm like, damn it, piece of crap.
Oh, I gave you 2 seconds.
Yeah, you gave me 2 seconds, and then you traded him to Ryan for a first.
Right.
I'm like, you piece of.
Now I saw him run play, and I was like, you know what?
This guy does not have.
Right. He closed his eyes and started running. I was like, okay, he's not.
All right, guy. Not top 10.
All right.
Who's not in the top 10? Top 10. Chris Hogan, Adam Thielen, or Will Fuller?
Who's not in the top 10?
Not in the top 10.
Who the first guy you said?
Hogan.
Yeah, I'm Thielen unlucky, man. I'm going with Thielen.
Thielen. Will Fuller.
Oh man!
He's not in the top 10
See,
yet.
you got me on that one, man.
Yeah, because he's all doing good. Yeah, but he
like
missed a bunch of games though.
I know that, but I figure you put him in there because you saw him like, oh man, this dude's in the top 10. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right. Delaney Walker.
Just my last one.
Last one.
Okay.
So you're 1 and 2.
I'm about to be 5.
All right. Delaney Walker, Jared Cook, or Kyle Rudolph. Not in the top 10.
Who's the second guy?
Jared Cook.
I guess I could just look over there and see. It's not a secret. You love Kyle Rudolph for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna go with Cook, South Lake.
Man,
we're not ever having this game again.
Delaney Walker is not in the top 10 of tight ends.
Wow. You know what? You're right, because they haven't been throwing the ball for nothing over there. So I should have known that one. All right, man, you got me. I hope you just have fun with that. Not top 10.
We just having fun, man. We don't give a crap. We just having a good time. All right, man. America.
Week 9.
Week 9. There it is. Let us know what we can do to help you. Comment on our Facebook live feed so that we can address those kind of things. Hit us up on Twitter, fantasy_gametime on Twitter, and then Fantasy One Gametime on YouTube. We'll be uploading this sucker tonight. Be ready to go.
We'll have some music next week too.
Yeah, we might have a little music. Who knows? Come on. But we're thinking George Jones or some sort of country music or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. And Jack Doyle's going to be in the background. We'll have a poster of him right there.
Guests in the future. I've been kind of throwing little stuff out there to see.
You never know.
Right.
Never know. We may mix up the lineup here a little bit. But honestly, we are having an absolute blast doing this. The main thing is we just love being able to hang out a little extra every week, and our
wives allow it.
And our wives are like, this puts you in a better mood, man. You mess around and keep you on the up and up.
But you know what? It shows too, as Christian men, we can have some fun. You know what I'm saying? We can enjoy each other. We ain't got to be kumbaya all the time. You know what I'm saying? So,
not a beer or alcohol or anything like that in sight, and just having a good time, hanging out and talking a little football. Man, just like the old days, man. It's a beautiful thing, and we ain't got to unload no trucks to do it, so it's awesome. Yeah. So be a blessing out there this week. Be blessed. And did you have anything to say about that, Jay?
Well, don't let your love for fantasy football, the NFL, be more than your love for Jesus Christ. So watch your time that you spend in setting these lineups and watching breaking news. And
what would Big Mama say?
You better need to read your Bibles and whatever the Bleacher Reports of the world. Like I'm gonna have to calm down with it because it's popping up too much.
Turn off your notifications.
There you go. All right. Love you, America. Peace.
Mm.